The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's hooking up new customers. Play just $5. Get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code NBA SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No, me, no, the voice of the guys. Me, really real, Villain Russell, Furman Jr. here at your service. All right. So here we are. Well, let's just go ahead and just get to this real quick. Very, very good I did on the show yesterday. Shouts out to the people if you cash with me on two ugly plays, but it didn't matter because I was on all the dogs and only one favorite got the cover last night. Shout out to the Utah Jazz. Got the win in overtime. Cooper Flag, 42 points. Doesn't matter. You know, there's a conversation to be had that I said where I was like, Cooper Flag, very good talent. Probably a very good third option on a championship team. Not the guy to lead the team, not the guy to be the leader and to go out there and get a win. They don't get the win against the Utah Jazz at home. Jazz cover plus 1.5. And for the dog, the Memphis Grizzlies get the win outright against the Los Angeles Clippers. It's like taking candy from a baby at this point. I don't even want to tout that. Like it's like taking candy from a baby. Lonte, you're here with me to talk about the NBA Cup final. I have the New York Knicks orange on right now. You've got the San Antonio Spurs black on now. We'll see if that's going to be a sign of what sides we're on. But the nerd Lonte Smith here with me. Lonte, what's going on?
Not much, man. Doing good. Got a cup final. I think it's going to be pretty good. Intriguing storylines on each side. So, yeah, man, it's ready to get into it.
Yeah, definitely ready to get into it. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets for getting the win in OT against the Houston Rockets, and yet another game in Houston, just another time playing Denver, losing by 3. Can't say it enough. And then Toronto. Miami Heat is a favorite. You know what to do. Like, you clearly know what to do. So shouts out to that as well. All right. Lonte, let's get into it. First, we got to make sure we remind everybody that, hey, you can go get all of our free picks and podcasts in one convenient place over there in the SGPN app. Download the app for free in your app store, Google Play Store, whatever. Just type in SGPN. All right, we are in Las Vegas here for the NBA Cup final between the San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knickerbockers. The Knicks are laying 2.5 here. 233.5 is the total injury report. And we have for these two teams, it is going to be nothing on the report for the San Antonio Spurs. Deuce McBride and Landry Shamet are both out for the New York Knicks. All right, Lonte. Knicks laying 2.5 here. Wemby's playing, probably short minutes. We'll see what exact role Mitch Johnson and company have for him. But what are we doing here? Knicks versus the Spurs. We've got a bunch of money on the line.
Yeah, and a lot of those players have been talking about what they want to do with that money. Man, I think this is a good game. I think the number is, probably about right. I think with the Knicks coming in, I think they won 9 of 10, 5 in a row or 6 in a row, something like that. They've been kind of fixing their road woes. Obviously, we know what they do at home, but I've been a lot more impressed with what San Antonio has done, especially without Wemby. He missed 12 games due to that calf injury. They were 9-3 without him, and I think on those 3 games, I think they had the lead in like 2 of those 3, and maybe they were missing some guys. So yeah, like they're playing really well. Wemby, like I'm worried about the reason I don't want to go full throttle with the Spurs is I want to know what kind of like minutes like allocation are going to be handed to him. Because if he's on the floor, I like them a lot more. Obviously, we saw with the plus minus of the last game. Now, the only caveat to that would be they exerted a lot of energy in that matchup. Obviously, we know about the Chet Wemby rivalry, and I thought that San Antonio was one of the teams that could give OKC problems because number one, they have enough ball handlers. They have like multiple ball handlers, which kind of negates what OKC wants to do. Now here, the Knicks only have one real ball handler, which is Jalen Brunson. So I think that's an advantage for the Spurs. Now, obviously, stopping Brunson is another thing, but can they make other people beat them, like Josh Hart, like Cat, like Anunoby, like Miles Bridges? So, like, I'm thinking that I'm going to go with the Spurs here. I like more of the balanced effort that they have, and I don't think they played particularly well in that game against OKC. I thought they just had good moments and good stretches. So yeah, I'll take the points with San Antonio. But I do think it's going to be a great game. I think it'll come down to the wire. But I'll take the points for San Antonio.
Okay. A lot of things here to consider. We have two contrasting styles of pace in this game where the San Antonio Spurs are going to try to run and gun up the floor, up, fast, fast, fast. As much as Mike Brown wants to play fast, and he said it over the course of the entire offseason, this Knicks team is one of the slowest paced teams in the league, especially in the last 5 games. That's how they play their ball. It's Jalen Brunson style ball, and they're trying to find ways to speed things up, but it doesn't necessarily work out for the best of them at times. And that is my fear for the Knicks in this game, is that they lose their sense of self playing slow. They buy into what the coach is trying to do that they are not effective at. And they play the Spurs game, which is running up and down with the San Antonio Spurs. And I just don't know if that's the way that I'd want to play this. I like the New York Knicks defense as of right now. This can easily change in a game or two. It is very, very up and down with me and how I feel about the New York Knicks. But right now, I like the defense. I think that they are playing very solid, especially out of the half court. They're making things really, really tough on teams. However, I just have a inkling. Everything that they're possibly doing right, they're going to throw it out of the window in this game in Vegas with the chance right here so close to the money. Like, I just have a really, really hard time trusting the Knicks. And so I think there's a way that I prefer to bet them rather than, and that's taking them taking the Spurs in the first half rather than taking the Knicks for the full game. I think that I like Spurs first half. Spurs, very good first half team. Actually 5-0 in the last 5 first halves that they played. What is this? Some 16-6, 16-8 on the season in the first half. They're really, really good at getting out early in spots, especially as a dog. 7-1 ATS in the first half as a dog. And so I like this angle here for the San Antonio Spurs. Say they get out early, they catch the Knicks off guard. We'll see what the adjustments are from Mike Brown, but I'm bought in on this Spurs team. So shout out to my guy Devin Vassell. Hope you get you a check today. But I think I'm with you. I think I'm also on the Spurs. I understand the side of the Knicks. I think the Knicks do have a chance to win the game, but it's just a sneaky feeling, like a sneaky, nasty feeling that I have in my stomach that the Knicks are going to find a way to blow this game. And so with that, I will be on the Spurs plus 2.5. Total is at 233.5. Lonte, what do you like here?
Yeah, I'm going to go over. The Knicks offense, I think, will have no issue scoring, especially when Wemby's not on the floor. I'm sorry. So I would expect Cat to have a decent game as well. The pace, like you talked about, is a little bit concerning, but the Knicks, they've been efficient whenever they've been in a half court, something that they weren't efficient in when under Tibbs. So I think Mike has them playing a lot better, a lot more efficient in the half court. So the Spurs, they've got good defenders, like individual defenders, but they're still working to get them like a really good team. And obviously Wemby can make up for a lot of that. But I do think that they have the type of offense, the Spurs have the type of offense to be able to score on the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks still are poor at defending the three. So I will look at some threes to fall for Fox, for Vassell, even for Wemby. So, yeah, I think we get a lot of points here. So I'm going over that 233.
Lonte, I hate to agree. I do. Last 5 games, both these two teams averaging north of 120 points averaging north of 120 points per game. They are both top 10 in scoring. I think the pace is going to be there because I think the Knicks are going to play into the Spurs' hand. If this is a Knicks game, it probably goes under, but if this is a Spurs game, I think it goes over and the Knicks try to keep up and they just don't. So I'm with you. I will take the over in this spot. All right, before we get to player props, and whatever player props we're looking at talking about here, I just wanted to point out that we have partnered up with Kalshi, a real money prediction market legal in all 50 states. Kalshi, you can trade all different things in the market: NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, more. Plus, it can also politics, entertainment, weather. Like, you can trade anything with Kalshi. So make sure you head over there. And new Kalshi customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. That is Kalshi, KALSHI, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, a place where you can get a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5. Get $100 in bonus funds over there when you sign up with promo code NBA SGPN. Go over there, play up to 5,000 times your entry. Pick 'em entry where you pick higher or lower your favorite player fantasy stats. So go in there, lock in, tap in, and try to get in on the action. We'll drop an underdog lineup right after we talk about player props here. So make sure you go check things out. NBA SGPN. Lonte, player props. What do you like here?
Yeah, so I'll stay away from the one that I want to be my dog, but I like Cat. I like his points and rebounds to go over. I think it's gonna be a good spot for him, especially when Wemby's not on the floor. He'll probably be able to, pull Wemby out of the paint because they have to respect his 3-point game, and that could allow some driving lanes for Miles and OG. So I'm going to go with Cat points and rebounds over. I also like Castle rebounds, assists over. I mean, he's been a facilitator. He's been rebounding the ball really well. I think he's averaging like 13, if I'm not mistaken, 13 RA this year. His number's been extremely low. It's been like 10 and a half. I think me and Scott took advantage of that a few games ago. So those are the two I really like. I do like another one, but I'm gonna save that for my dog.
All right. I'm not complaining. You want to save the private stock here. One of the things I will be looking at today is you can actually head over to Novig right now, and you can get Victor Wembanyama's assists over 3.5 at plus 141. That is a juicy plus money price for something he's already done against the Knicks when they played on Christmas Day, where I think this Knicks defense is going to be all about Victor Wembanyama when he's on the court. And you can see in that not Spurs game, because of course they're on the Spurs. He's on the Spurs. In that OKC game is that he impacts the game in every aspect, not just scoring. It's not just scoring. It's not just defense. It's the rebounding. It's the assists and going out there, being able to kick out the open shooters and them being able to hit the shot from all the attention he's commanding. I think there's going to be a point early in this game where the Knicks underestimate Victor Wembanyama, what he's able to do, and they decide to end up crashing in on him, and he ends up making the right pass and getting the ball to other players and being able to still impact the game, even when the Knicks try to take away his scoring. So I like Victor Wembanyama for a nice plus money price to get 4 assists. I think that's a pretty low line here. What else? Anything else here, Lonte? What else you got?
Wemby threes, I see it in the chat. Like I said, the Knicks do struggle with defending the three. And like, I think Wemby's going to take a lot of threes. Sometimes some that he probably shouldn't take, but I do think he has a good chance to go over that 1.5. He's want to ladder it up to 3 or 4. I'm kind of like, I do believe that he'll have a decent volume of threes, but my thing is, I want to know like how they're going to like allocate his minutes. That's the big thing. Because that is something like that calf injury is something that's not, you don't want to gloss over that. He only played 21 minutes, and the Spurs outscored OKC by 21 when he was on the floor. So, like, the impact is there. It's just that you don't want to push him too much, and then you lose him for the rest of the season. So that's why I'm kind of timid on my Wemby prop, but I do think it's a good spot for him if he was fully healthy. But I'll take the threes though. I mean, 1.5 threes, he can do that in 20 minutes.
All right, chat is booming now. Another play for the chat here. Josh Hart over 5.5 assists. Another Novig play here, plus 127 over there at Novig. So Josh Hart has done this in 2 games against the San Antonio Spurs last season. I do like this spot because he's been really, really, really good when they've inserted him into the starting lineup. And now we're getting that stretch of games where Josh Hart is just really good, being able to impact the game all over the court. And the assist, the ball handling is one of the things, especially with no Deuce McBride, no Landry Shamet. They're going to need ball handlers. And you talked about it. Jalen Brunson is the main ball handler, but who else is handling the ball? That's Josh Hart. So Josh Hart assists here at 6.5. He's been over this line in 7 of his last 10 games. 7 of his last 10 games, 3 of his last 5, he's been able to get over this line. I like Josh Hart to go over 6. I'm not sorry. Well, 6.5 is actually pretty interesting too, but 5.5 assists here at plus money, I think is very short. So a couple of assist props for me here today, Lonte.
Hate it, man. I don't hate it. Somebody else is gonna. I mean, they're gonna put pressure on. They got a bunch of defenders, a bunch of young guys, physical. They can, they got Dylan. They got. I mean, De'Aaron is decent defender, but they're gonna put a lot of Steph Castle on them. They got Wemby on the back end. Yeah, I think it's gonna be tough for Jalen. And now, can he get off the ball to allow all those other guys to be more effective? So I'm with you with the Josh Hart.
I'm looking for some way to get down on Mitchell Robinson. I can maybe this is just a Mitchell Robinson game where it doesn't really show up on the stat sheet per se, but it feels like with the pace and the up and down, and I trust that Mitchell Robinson can get back in transition, being able to protect the basket. It feels like Mitchell Robinson is going to have an impact on it, especially with Wemby out there too. I think it feels like Mitchell Robinson is going to have an impact on this game some way, shape, or form. I just don't necessarily know how I would like to bet it today. It might be something that you can't tangibly bet. The steals and blocks are 1.5 at minus 110. He's been really, really good with that. So maybe that's the angle we look at here. He's been over this in 4 of his last 5 and 7 of his last 10. So, and he had one game with 2 blocks and a steal last season against San Antonio Spurs. So maybe this could be the angle to look at with Mitchell Robinson over 1.5 steals and blocks stocks. I think is something, but it feels like there's going to be Mitchell Robinson all over this game today, and they're going to need him. Let's see here. What's the chat? Chat likes the Josh Hart plays. Yeah, chat likes Josh Hart PRA.
Yeah, Josh Hart did get us. Yeah, he did.
Harrison Barnes, 10 points for threes. Stephon Castle. Yeah, Stephon Castle's been so good recently.
That's why I like his rebounds and assists, man. He's been killing.
Stephon Castle rebounds and assists today. Chat's asking about 17.5 points. Let's look into a little bit deeper in the points prop. He's been really, really good. They said he's averaging 23. He said 23 of his last 3 games. Yeah, 22, 21, 18. He's been over this in his last 3. Been over this in 5 of his last 7. Just very, very good, consistent stuff from Stephon Castle. So I'm not mad at it at all. Let's see. What else? Anything else here, Lonte? Anything else?
No, I think that's about it, man.
All right. Well, then we got. Let's go ahead and make our underdog lineup. What do we want to do for underdog?
If you want to recycle some stuff, which one did you say you liked the most?
I really like Josh Hart. I just think that we're going to need another ball handler. They're going to try to force the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands. Josh Hart just makes the right play. So Josh Hart higher assists is something I can definitely get down on.
Yeah, I like Steph Castle's RA.
Okay.
Yeah, I like his RA. He'll be playing a little bit more on the ball. Probably get De'Aaron Fox off the ball a little bit more to get him some spot up threes. I think he'll have a decent day.
All right, so we'll do Castle RA. Hold on. Let me pull all of this up. Okay. Stephon Castle, RA, we can get that at 11.5 higher.
It was 10.5. That's crazy.
It's a little spicy at 11.5. And then 5.5 for Josh Hart higher. And one more play.
I like the threes for Wemby. I like the threes for Cat. That's up to you, though, whichever one you want to go with. They both should be at 1.5, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they probably want to try to pull Mitchell Robinson out of that painted area too.
Okay. Yep.
With Wemby, so I can sell myself on Wemby threes. All right.
That's good.
So that's what we'll do. Victor Wembanyama, higher 1.5 3-pointers made. We'll do Josh Hart, higher 5.5 assists. And Stephon Castle, higher 11.5 rebounds and assists. All right, there you go. Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. And by the way, before we get to the next thing on the slate, got to make sure that I talk to everybody about Novig. Make sure you go check out Novig. We talked about the Josh Hart play. You can get that over there at Novig right now. You can get the Victor Wembanyama play over there at Novig as well. And check out all they have to offer because they are a sports prediction market. You know, you're getting the best prices on the market, as I just alluded to with Novig. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 when you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. And we are also brought to you by Rhythm. Make sure you go check out Rhythm and everything they have going on over there. You can make your own models and have your systems ready to go. And they say, hey, my model calls for this. Well, you can do that too. And you can make your own creative models. Add the sliders over. Maybe you like offense. Maybe you like defense. Maybe you like pace. You can make the decision for yourself. Also, they have smart signals and player props and a whole bunch of things. Let's see. Let's look at what they are interested in today over there at Novig. All right. They're calling for a sharp under. They do not think it's going to be the Jalen Brunson game. They say take the under on Jalen Brunson, 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Minus 122 is the odds that they're getting. So make sure you go check that out. They are calling for the under on Jalen Brunson. And I guess that would go along with us being on the San Antonio Spurs. So I guess I can't get mad at it. Make sure you head over there to a Rhythm, get down on the action, and make sure you use that promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use promo code SGPN25. All right, Lonte, we're here. Lock, dog. Let's end things.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take the Spurs plus 2.5 as a lock. I mean, I think it'll be a competitive game, one possession game. Hopefully, it's just 1 or 2 down the stretch. But I think the Spurs I think they can win this game. So I'll take the plus 2.5 for the dog. I'm gonna take De'Aaron Fox. I'm over 2.5 threes made. He's over this in 5 of 10 and 3 of his last 4. He's getting a lot of attempts, and like I said with Steph Castle, another reason why I like Steph Castle's assists is because he's been more primary ball handling and allowing Fox to kind of spot up and be a shooter because they don't have a ton of knockdown shooters. They do have, guys who can create their own shot, but as far as spotting up, knocking down shots, they don't have a ton of guys. And Fox can, he's been playing off ball pretty much his whole career, so he's good on or off the ball. The Knicks really bad against guards shooting threes or threes overall, defending the 3 overall. So I'm gonna take him plus 135 to go over 2.5 threes.
All right. For my lock, I will take Spurs plus 1.5 in the first half. I think anything can happen in the second half, especially with Jalen Brunson on the New York Knicks, and I don't want anything to do with that. However, the Spurs, very, very good first half team over the course of the season. They have been very consistent in winning the first half, especially as a dog. You look at them this season, they are 16-8 ATS in the first half. And then what is this? 8-1 as a dog in the first half. So they're also on the first leg of a back-to-back in the NBA Cup. I think that's in crazy scheduling, by the way. First leg of a back-to-back for this Spurs team. However, in this situation, the first leg of a back-to-back, they are 3-0 in the first half. So they get out early in these situations. The Knicks can sometimes get out early, but I think this is a little bit more of a, hey, we're in Vegas. We're really excited about this game. We've been talking about this money and getting our fans hyped up for this all this time. We may lay an egg in the first half and then call on Jalen Brunson to save us in the second half, as he typically does. And so I will take the Spurs first half. For my dog, I'm going to go over to Josh Hart. And I will alt Josh Hart just over a little bit on his assist line. I do like the opportunity. He's been very good in the starting lineup. So I will take him for 7 assists plus 170. All right. Lonte, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
Man, hopefully we got some winners and a good game. I mean, it's been fun the past few nights. They've been good.
Fade the Spurs tomorrow if you want, but unfortunately, they are playing the Wizards, so it's going to be very, very hard to do that. With that being said, good luck to the Knicks tonight.
Yes, sir.
I kind of don't want them to win because I would just hate for an NBA Cup banner to go up in Madison Square Garden. However, I will not be, what's the word I'm looking for? Mad if they win this game. So shout out to the Knicks. Bing bong. He's at Lonte, at XX Lonte XX on X, and I am at really real __. Make sure you give us a follow on at SGPN NBA as well. YouTube.com/NBA Gambling Podcast. And make sure you give us a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, doesn't matter. Just a quick 5-star rating and review really helps us in the network out. Other than that, that is it. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just gonna end it like this. We are out of here.
Basketball, gimme the